In this part of the second lesson, we learn how the tools are used to manage the entire 3D environment. If we use the camera tools, we can see that the background is not properly fit in the environment grid. This depends on the content of the 3D model that was selected. When a 3D model is loaded in the environment, the 3D position editor may not automatically center the model in the grid. We have tools that give us more flexibility and freedom of choice in the positioning of the 3D environment. In this case, we want to change the position of the model and place it in the center of the grid. This new center of the model will also be the rotation pivot for our camera. To do this, use the Move Background tool. This tool works similar to the Move Positions tool. The movement of the background depends on which viewport you are using for the operation. So if you operate in the front view, you are moving the 3D environment in the XY plane, and so on. In this case, it's more appropriate to use the top view in order to view the grid and the 3D environment, object or background, at the same time. With the option Move Positions to checked, it moves the positions and the environment together. Move Positions to is used to make an object and position size correction. If you need to change only the environment position and not the positions, deselect Make Positions to. In this case, we select the option because we want to move the entire environment with positions attached. Zoom out with the camera and move the environment with the Move Background tool. In this section of the second lesson, you will learn to resize the dimensions of the 3D environment. You can see that the environment is not properly fit in the grid, even if it is moved so that it centers the grid. We have to resize the environment to reach our scope, which is to fit the grid. To do this, use the Resize Background tool. With this tool, you can resize the environment in different ways. There are 3 options. Manual resizes the environment directly by clicking on the viewport and moving with the mouse. The sub-options X resize, Y resize, and Z resize each select the directions desired to resize the environment. The custom option resizes the environment by giving it a certain percentage. This works in a way similar to the Resize Positions tool. For example, a percentage equal to 100 doesn't change the size of the environment. A percentage less than 100 shrinks the environment, and a percentage greater than 100 enlarges the environment. The last option is 2 meters. With this option, you can set the measures of the environment to certain values. The sub-options X measure and Z measure establish how much of the environment will be in that direction. So, if you put 50 in X measure, the environment will be resized to 50 meters in the X direction, etc. Finally is the Resize Positions to checkbox that changes the position's coordinates at the same time as the size of the environment changes. In this case, use the Manual option, and in order to work in the top view, check X resize and Z resize, and uncheck the Y resize. Then click on the viewport and move the mouse up and down to enlarge the environment. Next, you will learn how to automatically arrange the environment in the grid. Sometimes it can be difficult to move and resize the background to satisfy your requirements. In most cases, you want the environment to be placed in a certain position. The 3D Position Editor provides the user 2 tools that automatically place the environment on the grid. The Stick to Ground tool changes the position of the environment so that its base coincides with the grid. To see the effect of this tool, let's move our environment in space. For example, from the front view, we vary the height of the model. Click on the Stick to Ground tool and you can see that the height of the model is automatically corrected so that it stands on the grid. Notice that this tool varies only the height of the environment, which is the Y position. It doesn't change the environment in the other direction. The Adapt Background Size to Grid tool, on the other hand, automatically fits the environment on the grid. To see the effect of this tool, move the environment in the space. Then, click on the tool and you can see that the height, the position, and the size of the entire environment is computed so that it fits completely into the reference grid.